Welcome back, my dear students. In this lecture here, we're gonna actually start adding categories to our products, relating categories, seeing it right here also. We need to see our categories. And at the same time, when we click publish, we wanna also update our products table with that category, all right? So how are we gonna do that? First, we need to go back to our add product and make sure that we're sending the right parameters. If we go back to functions and we check to see what we are getting here in the post super global, we see that we have a different name here. So we're just going to copy this, go back to add product. In the select here of the product category element here, HTML, we'll paste that. Make sure that we are sending the right parameters. All right. So what I want to do is I want to take this here, copy it, take it back here, and we'll create a function. But um, actually, before we do that, we already have a function. Let's search for categories here somewhere. Actually, right here, categories. We already have a function that will do that for us. So what we got to do is just copy this whole thing. I don't like that when and this is because of my low resolution. I'm trying to copy this whole thing and it won't do it for me. I got to make it smaller. There we go. Now I can copy this whole thing and take it all the way down. Make it a little bigger for you so you can see it. Paste it in there, and now we're gonna actually change the name, and we're gonna say show categories at page at product. This is a long name, but it's descriptive for you. All right, you don't have to name it the same, even though it's really good to do that. But anyway, so now what we need to do is we'll change this and we say category options just to make it more meaningful, and we'll change it right here also. Let's take this out and let's go back to add product and copy this option and bring it down, and that's it. Now let's go ahead and where it says select category here, we'll display the category name, right? Title. So we can say cat title, and this is the name from the database, of course. All right, so we go back to product. Let's see what we got. Enter. Oops, actually it's not, nothing's going to show because we need to call the function. So let's go back to add product. We copy this, the name of the function. We put our PHP tags, paste it in here, semicolon, come back here and enter. We click here and we can see that we have our category showing right here dynamically from the database. Beautiful. So now we need to do a couple things. First is that we need to go back to functions and make sure that we pass in the category ID in the value. Make sure that you do that. If you don't do that, there's no way that when you insert the product, you're gonna get these values in the database. There is no way to do that unless you put that value. You fill it in with the category ID. All right. And another thing is that we could say select categories here. Actually, no, that's fine. Category. All right. So now let's go ahead and try this and see if it works. Right now in our database, on our table, we are not inserting categories. We're not doing that. But if we do another test here and we're going to say my fourth product, and I'm just going to copy this, price, show description. All right, and we'll choose category 1. Product quantity, we'll choose an image. My Bootstrap course, which is super good for responsive web development, and that's what we're using right now, Bootstrap. There's a lot more ways of using it. Publish, we inserted that product right here, and now when we click on refresh, we could see that it did insert that category ID right here. And why do we need that? Well, now we are able to pull out that category and show it in our products page. So you see right now we have a generic HTML. We can go back and do we can go back to products and show that. All right, so now we're done with this. All right, make sure that you have it correctly. And on the next lecture, I'll show you how we can go ahead and display our categories title dynamically here, even though you might already know how to do that. So we'll do that in the next lecture. Take care, and I'll see you then.